When you think of Greece, what pops into your head? Is it the epic tales of Hercules and Zeus? Or perhaps ancient ruins? But what if I told you Greece is now becoming an economic goldmine, but not for the reason you might think? Today, I'm going to take you through the journey of how this nation built itself from the ground up, defying all expectations and establishing itself as a rising star in the global economy, secretly turning into one of the most powerful economies in the world. Believe it or not, Greece is buzzing like a busy marketplace, and it's got investors all over the world super excited. Remember when Greece was in the news for all that money trouble? Well, guess what? They've turned that story around big time. Plus, I'll also tell you how you can be a part of this economic uprising by making small investment choices. So be sure to watch this video carefully. I promise not to waste a single minute of your time. First off, let's rewind to before 2008. Greece was on an economic high. It was one of the world's fastest growing economies, and everything seemed peachy. The country was taking full advantage of the Eurozone, boosting its tourism, natural resources, and importantly, its shipping infrastructure. Money was flowing in, and Greece was buzzing with optimism. The Eurozone was officially born in 1999. It's like a team of European countries who agreed to ditch their own currencies and use the euro instead. Now, here's a fun fact. The euro is the second most used currency in the world, right after the US dollar. So, how does Greece fit into all of this? Well, Greece joined the Eurozone party in 2001. It was a big moment for them. Before the euro, Greece had the drachma, which was older than the hills. Seriously, it was like one of the oldest currencies in the world. But the drachma was really bad when it came to value, and that made things tricky for Greece. Joining the Eurozone was like Greece won a golden ticket. Suddenly, they could borrow money at lower interest rates, just like their richer neighbors. It was like getting a shiny new credit card with a great limit. Greece started spending on all sorts of stuff: new roads, airports, and even the 2004 Olympics. As a result, the economy and travel started booming. That said, even though Greece was growing, it still had a small footprint and a GDP growth somewhat comparable to that of the tech company Apple back in the day. But then came the global financial crisis, and things took a drastic turn. Greece's economy shrank dramatically. Unemployment soared to about 25%, and there was significant political and social turmoil. At the peak of the crisis, Greece's unemployment rate was more than double the average during the Great Depression in the United States, so you can imagine how bad it got. But now, finally after 15 years, something just happened which turned the Greek economy into a gold mine. Oh, and there's also a way of using which you can obtain a Greek residency within a month and enjoy the lifestyle. But more on that towards the end of the video. After the economic collapse, the whole country of Greece was deep in debt. Along comes the European Union, the EU, and the International Monetary Fund with their lifeboats, the bailout programs. Now, how large was this fund exactly? Well, this money was enough to host the Olympic Games, not just once, but 10 times. And this is just for one package. If you've been watching so far, please take a second to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button, as it really helps us to bring out more content for you guys. Now, as I said already, these bailout programs weren't just any lifeboats. They were massive, with the first bailout package in 2010 being around 110 billion euros. That's a lot of zeros. But as with any rescue mission, these lifeboats came with conditions. The EU and IMF told Greece that if they wanted to be saved, they had to agree to some pretty tough terms. This is where austerity measures come into the picture. Austerity measures are like going on a strict financial diet. The idea was to reduce Greece's overspending, which was one of the main reasons it found itself in hot water in the first place. So the government had to make some hard choices, cutting down on public spending and increasing taxes. This meant reducing pensions, slashing public sector wages, and increasing taxes on things like property and income. When this happened, nobody wanted to invest in Greece from an outsider point of view. But here's the thing, as tough as these measures were, they were necessary. Greece's debt had reached about 146% of its GDP in 2010. To put that into perspective, it's like earning $50,000 a year, but owing $73,000. You can see why the EU and IMF were worried and why they insisted on these austerity measures. These bailout packages and the accompanying austerity measures went through several rounds. By 2015, Greece had received 3 bailout packages, amounting to a staggering 289 billion euros. By 2017, Greece's primary budget, which is like the country's income before paying debt interests, was in surplus, meaning the country was finally earning more than it was spending, excluding debt payments. Now that's a big deal, considering where they started. But an economy can't just cut its way to growth, right? It needs to make money too. Now that's where tourism comes in, a shining star in Greece's economy. Greece is blessed with stunning landscapes, rich history, and a warm climate, the perfect ingredients for a tourism recipe. Now, before the pandemic hit, tourism contributed to around 20% of the Greek GDP. That's like 1/5 of the country's entire income from people visiting to soak up the sun, explore ancient ruins, and enjoy delicious Greek food. In 2019, Greece welcomed a record-breaking 34 million visitors. Now, to put that into perspective, that's more than 3 times the population of Greece, and almost equal to the entire population of Canada. Now let's talk about where these tourists are spending their euros. The iconic islands like Santorini and Mykonos are like money magnets. Santorini, famous for its stunning sunsets and picturesque blue domes, is not just a hit on Instagram. It's a major revenue generator. Mykonos, with its vibrant nightlife and beautiful beaches, is another top earner. These islands are not just popular vacation spots. They're also hotspots for investment in luxury hotels, villas, and services catering to high-end tourists. Then there's Athens, the historic heart of Greece. The Acropolis alone attracts millions of visitors each year. It's not just about the old rocks, it's the entire experience: the museums, the food, the street art. Athens is a city where ancient history meets modern vibes, and that's a recipe for a tourism goldmine. But here's the cool part: Greece isn't just resting on its laurels. The government and private sector are continuously investing in tourism infrastructure, from upgrading airports to enhancing tourist attractions. For example, the Hellinikon project in Athens is set to be one of Europe's largest coastal resorts. For investors, this is like a treasure map with X marks all over Greece. The tourism sector offers a plethora of opportunities, from real estate in up-and-coming areas to investing in hospitality businesses or tourism-related startups. The potential for return on investment is like hitting a sweet spot, especially as Greece's tourism sector is expected to grow even more now. Another major reason to invest in Greece is their tax system. The government has been slashing corporate and dividend taxes like crazy, making it easier for businesses to set up shop here. But wait, there's more. Greece has also been working hard to modernize its legal and bureaucratic framework. They've simplified licensing processes, making it easier and faster for businesses to get up and running. But it's not all about tech and startups. Greece is also making a big push in energy, particularly renewable energy. With its abundant sunshine and wind, Greece is ideally positioned to be a leader in green energy. The government has been encouraging investment in this sector, offering incentives and streamlining processes. This isn't just good for the planet, it's also smart economics. Oh, and remember I told you about how you can benefit yourself from making smart investments? Here's how. Imagine you could get a visa to live in a beautiful country like Greece just by buying a piece of it, literally. Now that's the essence of the Greece Golden Visa program. It's a type of residency by investment scheme. You invest a certain amount of money in Greek property, and in return, you get a residency permit. Think of it as a win-win. You get a foothold in Europe, and Greece gets a boost in its economy. The magic number here is 250,000 euros. If you invest at least this amount in Greek real estate, you're eligible for the Golden Visa. This isn't just any visa. It's like a VIP pass. It allows you to live in Greece, travel freely within the Schengen area. That's most of Europe, and comes with a bunch of other perks. And guess what? You don't have to actually live in Greece to maintain this visa. It's perfect for those who want a holiday home in the sun or a foothold in Europe. The Golden Visa program has been a big hit. Since its launch in 2013, thousands of investors, particularly from China, Russia, and the Middle East, have jumped on board. They're not just buying property, they're investing in a lifestyle, the beauty of Greece, and the potential for financial returns. All in all, if you've ever thought of setting foot in Europe, or were looking for a country to place your bets on, Greece is your pick. So are you ready to bet on Greece? The odds are looking pretty good. This isn't just an investment in a thriving economy. It's a ticket to being part of a historical comeback story. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.